Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is Carson Rouse and welcome back to Business Buzz, where we focus on business, entrepreneurship, and investing. Today, I'm going to be talking about Corsair gaming stock and whether or not I think it's a buy after its drop in price. So yeah, today I'm just going to be doing a short little overview of Corsair gaming stock, what they do as a company, what they do really well, their pros and cons, their valuation, and why they've dropped in price in the past couple days, and even more so in the past couple months. Then at the way end of the video, I'm going to be giving whether I think it's a buy, sell, or a hold in the market. Keep in mind, this is not financial advice, so be sure to do your own research and own due diligence before investing in anything. Anyway, let's get straight into the video. But before we do that, make sure to go down and give this video a like. I would really appreciate 28 likes on this video because currently Corsair Gaming is at $28 a share. That might change though by the time this is uploaded. So Corsair Gaming is a company that designs and supplies hardware and other peripherals for personal computers. Specifically, their products are designed for gaming purposes. Their products target both typical gamers, your typical PC gamers, and creator gamers who like to make YouTube videos and screen capture their gaming, whether they be uploading videos or streaming on a site like Twitch, which has become really popular over the last decade. Their business is split into two different segments. Their first segment is their gamer and creator peripherals segment, where they sell things such as gaming keyboards and mice and USB microphones and even green screens and chairs. Their other segment is their gaming components and systems segment, where they sell things such as pre-built and custom-made PCs and power supplies and computer cases, things like that. You may have heard of some of their recent acquisitions and subsidiaries before, like Elgato and Origin PC. I actually used to own an Elgato screen capture back in the day on my PS4, where I used to screen capture my Madden games, and I'm pretty sure I uploaded them on YouTube somewhere. They might still be out there somewhere deep in the interwebs. I'm not sure. So yeah, not only can Corsair benefit from just gaming, but they're also benefiting from the rise in streaming and YouTube and putting video games out there for the world to see. People like Ninja have really popularized this. But honestly, this has been growing for a long time now, and it's set up perfectly for Corsair considering they sell many products specifically designed for that. And you got to think, it's not just big YouTubers buying this stuff. Everybody, a lot of people have that dream of being the next big gaming YouTuber, and a lot of people buy that kind of equipment. Another important thing to keep in mind is that Corsair's customers are not only limited to gamers. I know many people out there who have built PCs who don't use it for gaming, but they still purchase Corsair's products, whether it be a really cool looking gaming keyboard or just some hardware to help their computer run at a better rate, because usually gaming parts are going to help your computer be more powerful and run faster. Corsair actually leads or just competes in many product categories that aren't simply confined to gaming. Corsair has what I would call premium brands under their belt that have built up quite a reputation over the years due to their great quality, which means that Corsair can mark up their products more than their competition can. In fact, on computer cases alone, they mark up their computer cases 42% above the competition, and they're still ranked number 2 in market share when it comes to computer cases, which means that they're marking up their prices big time, but people are still buying it, which is great. Corsair's revenue growth over the last couple of years is actually kind of ridiculous. In 2016, they did around $600 million in revenue, and last year they nearly tripled that with $1.7 billion in revenue. Their year-over-year growth every year is always astounding. Last year they were also able to squeeze out some decent profits for once too, $103 million in net income. But there are many doubters out there in this stock and really in the whole gaming industry, because a lot of people say that last year the only reason that a stock like Corsair had a 50% year-over-year growth is because of the COVID pandemic. Everybody was inside, so people were spending more time building their PCs and playing video games and watching streamers, and I totally agree with that. I totally agree with the logic of it, but it's ridiculous to have that account for all of the growth. The gaming industry is growing at an incredible rate, okay? An incredible rate. So I still think they would have had a pretty great year last year despite the pandemic, but say what you will. Listen, there's more ways to play video games and be entertained by video games every single year, and it seems to grow at an exponential rate. I mean, video games just get better and better and better every single year, which gets more and more people interested, and the industry outlook is absolutely ridiculous. But that's not even all that matters. Corsair's making the right moves here, and the parts of their business that need to be growing fast are growing fast. In fact, after the first quarter of this year, Corsair predicted that they're going to do about $2.1 billion in total revenue for 2021, which is still an 18% year-over-year increase from the insane year they had last year. I think that alone should really shut the doubters up. Now I know they still gotta prove that, they still gotta reach that number or at least close to that number, but I think that should put some doubts to rest. They are growing at an incredible rate, COVID or not. So a few days ago, Corsair did release their second quarter earnings. And their stock pretty much instantaneously went down 7%, and still at this point their stock is down 2% from when those earnings were released, and their stock is still down about 40% since its February highs. So why? You know, why is a question I'm still asking. They beat their earnings estimates and they had a 24% year-over-year growth from the year before. I'm confused. Why was everybody selling off? I'll tell you why. The worst thing I could find out of their earnings report is that they had a 4 to 5% decrease in operating income. That's it. That's really the worst thing I could find out of this earnings report. Other than that, they did great financially. And honestly, they're expanding at such a rapid rate and they're innovating that I don't see why their operating income going down a little bit is such a problem. I'm sure they're spending more money and having more expenses as they're innovating and growing at such a rapid rate. So I think this is a massive overreaction, a massive overreaction. And when you see a massive overreaction in the stock market like this, when there's just something slightly wrong and people are selling off like crazy, but the fundamentals and the good value is still there, these are the perfect times for buying a stock. They just really are. What attracts me most though about Corsair is its really dirt cheap valuation. It has a trailing PE of 16 and a forward PE of 14. And I don't usually look at analyst opinions very much, but pretty much every analyst has a price target of way above where they're at right now. They're at $28 a share. They got boosted up a little bit because Wall Street's buying in a little bit, but pretty much every analyst has their price target anywhere from $35 to $60 right now, and their PE ratio just stacks up really well against its competition. So its valuation right now is very attractive. It makes me just want to grab hold of it and buy as much as I can. For such a great value stock, there is still some speculation about what the roadblocks might be ahead for Corsair. Some people are very bearish on it. You know, they think that there's going to be too much pressure from other competition, or the gaming industry as a whole is really going to start slowing down in growth. And they're very worried about these mild financial concerns in their latest earnings report and on their balance sheet. But overall, man, this is valued at a ridiculous price. I think it's just too good to pass up. I mean, if they went from $28 to $38 a share tomorrow, I'd still be buying more shares and I wouldn't sell a single one. So yeah, guys, the risk reward here with Corsair is just absolutely out of this world. Of course there is risk. I mean, because of the reasons I just mentioned, there could be some things that could really go wrong for Corsair. But they've got great management, they've got a great valuation, and they just had massive overreaction in the stock market. People are really bearish on it right now when they shouldn't be. So I think I've made myself really clear that I rate this stock a buy. So yeah, don't put all your eggs in one giant Corsair basket, but if you're looking to diversify into the gaming industry, you're going to have trouble finding one with more growth ahead and at such a great valuation at the same time. You're really going to have trouble with that. So if you're looking to diversify into the gaming industry, or if you just want a nice play in your portfolio for the next 3 to 6 years to look out for, if you're a long-term investor, this might be the one for you. Also, shout out to Jeremy Financial Education. He's the reason why I started doing more research into this stock, because he just recently added it to his portfolio. And he's basically like the second coming of Jesus. I mean, he's absolutely ridiculous with his stock picks. So shout out to Jeremy. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed to BusinessBuzz already, what are you doing? What are you doing? We only got 20 more subscribers until we hit 4,000, and we're doing a giveaway when we hit 4,000, so be sure to subscribe before then. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.